just joining us right now, this is Live Music Showcase, and the show is about to begin in approximately 20 seconds. I'm Ken Apperson, and we have an exceptional band in here for you today. The show is starting in just a few moments, so stick around. Here we go. Welcome to Live Music Showcase here on 88.5 WMNF Tampa. I'm your host, Ken Apperson, and we are in studio with the hometown heroes themselves. Have Gun Will Travel. How y'all doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having us, buddy.
They're going to play some music. We are going to listen and enjoy it. That's really all it comes down to today.
Cool.
Very excited. What's your first song called?
It's called Fairweather, and this is a song that was originally on our Fiction Fact or Folktale record in 2013. Quick backstory: the analog tape machine that we used to record that record has been out of commission since then. We recently got it back up and running, and the first reel that's got pulled up and put onto the machine happened to be the session when we recorded this song Fairweather. And there were two other alternate takes that we didn't use for the actual record version. So we took one of those other takes, and we had Sam add some drums to it, and we added some backup vocals and harmonies and stuff like that. And then we just kind of randomly put it out as a single, it's just Fairweather alternate take. And so it's just kind of been a fun song that has kind of like made a little bit of a resurgence here in the last couple months. So here we go. It's Fairweather. I've been there and back again. Remember the way it was back when. Maybe you're wondering where I've been. Well, I've been around and I've been wandering. Don't feel me now, fair weather friend. Remember the time don't let me drown in this sea I'm swimming in. Been lost and found, lost again. Weight of this town, it wears me thin. Well, I've been around and I've been tide rolls out, rolls back in. Sun, it goes down, and man, it comes back up again. I'll fare thee well, fair weather friend, till the day we meet again. And I'll be around, and I'll be wandering. Yeah, well, I'll be around, and I'll be wandering.
Live Music Showcase. Have Gun Will Travel with us here in studio. You guys, I mean, you're one of the most beloved local, I say local bands, and you know, it always sounds a little derogatory, but the reality is like you're local, and yet you're you're nationally touring band. You've released multiple albums with great success around town and around the country. You have fan bases all over the country. You are, by all accounts, a success story in local music, as far as I'm concerned, and I love getting to celebrate that by having you in
Thank you,
studio.
man. That's nice to hear you say. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, honestly, it had a lot to do with WMNF. Like from like the very beginning, it was, you know what I mean. Like WMNF kind of brought us in and really kind of gave us support and stuff like that. Yeah, when before Have Gun Will Travel was even a full band, and that you know what I mean. Like that's kind of like that's one of the things that really got our feet underneath us and got us kind of moving. So we've always been very appreciative of that.
Love that. Love that. So for anyone who doesn't know, who's never heard of Have Gun Will Travel before, they're obviously Americana rock group. They're from the Tampa Bay area. They've been recording music and performing for years now in the Tampa Bay area, and they truly have been a huge part of WMNF and the WMNF experience. If you listen to WMNF for any extended period of time throughout the week, chances are you'll probably hear one of their songs playing on one of the various shows here on WMNF 88.5. They have a show happening tomorrow night at Crowbar. Tickets are still available for that. I'll leave the link in our live stream, in the chat on the live stream, which is happening right now on Facebook and on YouTube. You can watch the live stream on either one of those platforms. On Facebook, you go to WMNF's Live Music Showcase, and on YouTube, you just go to WMNF Community Radio and you'll find us. So what's the next song going to be called?
All right, so we're just kind of still getting warmed up, so we're starting off a little mellow. We're gonna do a song that was on our Science from an Easy Chair record, which you were there for the
Yeah, I'm a little familiar with that
for
one.
the live
Love that
recreation of that record. So we're gonna do a song called "Goodnight, Sweet Chariot."
I love it. Let's talk a little bit about that after this song.
Yeah,
too.
let's do it.
For sure.
Ready? Want to count it in? Our beloved Argentine, a finer ship I've never seen. Sturdy, stubborn, strong as oak. She took us far as we could go, till she came under attack by the pressure of the pack. And as her days began to wane, the flightless birds gathered and sang, "Good night, sweet chariot, good night." Oh, how the embers they cried. Good night, sweet chariot, good night. Oh, how the embers they cried all through the night. She put up a noble fight, 30 days and 30 nights. And as her timbers creaked and moaned, you heard 'em crack like breaking bone. Mighty stern was last to go, to disappear beneath the flow. And on the day she slipped away, the flightless bird sang the refrain. Good night, sweet chariot, good night. Oh, how the emperor chariot, good night. Oh, how the emperors they cried all through the night. Sweet chariot, good night. Oh, how the emperors they cried all through the night. Good night, sweet chariot, good night. Oh, how the emperors they cry. Good night, sweet chariot, good night. Oh, how the emperors they cried all through the night.
Have Gun Will Travel here on Live Music Showcase. Good night, Sweet Chariot. Good night. That's the Endurance, I believe, correct? Yep, that was the Endurance on the Shackleton expedition that was supposed to be across Antarctica, and they got stuck in the ice, and ultimately the ship was swallowed by the ice. And if I'm not mistaken, that song is about the fact that that ship got swallowed by the ice.
Yeah, it is. So that's
That's
so the
the
record,
Sweet Chariot, so to speak.
right? Exactly. So that whole record is kind of like it's a concept record that follows the entire story of that expedition, and so that song is kind of like, the day that the ship went under.
So, for those of you who were lucky enough to get tickets to that show, it was a 2-day event. It was two years ago now, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, the tickets sold so fast for the one that you ended up adding the second
We
day.
added a second night, yeah.
And they were kind enough to ask me to essentially be the narrator, host, guy in the chair,
Yeah.
so to speak, of the event. And
It was awesome. You did a great job, man.
Thank you.
It was really cool.
Well, I'll tell you, I was a little embarrassed after learning about this whole story, because it was so interesting and captivating, and I thought that you guys did such an excellent job of passionately writing music about the way that those events transpired, and just how, frankly, metal that entire situation was.
Yeah.
And Good Night, Sweet Chariot is a great example of one example of all of the music that you wrote for that album and that concept, and getting to experience it live, and getting to my vantage point was from the stage, essentially watching people experience it, and I couldn't have asked for a better seat in the house, getting to watch people as they're like crying about this, connecting with these people from over 100 years ago now.
Yeah, exactly.
And the plight and the perseverance that they all had.
Oh my God!
Because living conditions alone in that time of the world were abysmal at best.
Yeah, right.
They're on these ships. They had, I think one of the main things about this journey was that it was, I think, the first, or one of the first expeditions that actually had video footage. They actually shot video,
right,
because it was a brand new technology at the time.
Yep.
And so you guys included some of that footage in your show. And
yeah. We actually had to, in order to get the rights to use the image that we used for the cover of the album, we had to kind of get in touch with the organization that kind of the
British Royal Historical Society.
Yeah,
the British
Historical
Royal
Society, and they
yeah.
kind of, what I mean? So we tried to go through all the proper channels to kind of make sure that we were kind of respecting and honoring, the history of it.
I love that.
One other cool story about that song and the whole experience is that they've since found the ship. We put the album out 10 years ago, and they found the ship almost 2 years ago now, I think.
Yeah.
And we were in contact with the crew while they were looking for it. Matt was emailing back and forth with the guys.
Yeah, they ended up using the team that actually went down, and kind of the recovery team that went down and found the actual wreckage of the ship. asked if it was cool if they use, like, we have kind of an instrumental intro to that
Sure,
record. You know what I mean?
It's like the overture kind
Yeah,
of. Yeah,
exactly. And they use like about 30 seconds of that for kind of a little commercial that they make, you know, a
One of
little
their
kind of promo
Instagram
that they make.
reels. Yeah, yeah.
Nice,
yeah.
nice. Man, that's amazing.
Yeah, it
that's
was
amazing.
awesome.
That's amazing. Well, so for for those of you listening at home, Science in an Easy Chair, you can listen to that on any streaming platform right now. And I think, do you guys still have vinyls for sale for that, or were those a limited? I think
We
those were-
sold the last one
Yeah.
about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Man,
The absolute last one we had.
I had found one kind of left that was unopened and kind of still sealed, and yeah, we just sold that at a show a couple weeks ago.
I love that. That's okay. All right. Well, let's keep going. Let's keep going. I could talk about that show and that.
Yeah.
I could talk about that for hours. All right. So let's dive into your next song. What's the next one called?
So we're gonna do. We put out an EP, the first in 2 EPs, which is we'll follow up with that here in a minute. But the first EP was called Silver Sounds. One of the songs off of it was called Melancholy Moon. We're gonna do that song right now. Time to turn it over, time to put it in gear. Feels like I'm losing momentum. There's a dozen tiny anchors that are keeping me here. If not, I'd probably invent them. Got a wrinkle up 20 and a couple of ones. Burning a hole in my pocket. The answer's waiting on the other side of this door. Haven't got the key to unlock it. There's a melancholy moon on the rise, and our ship is running out of supplies. We should head to shore and say our goodbyes, 'cause everything dies. Now the moon is casting shadows in the valley tonight, down in the Garden of Eden. Hard to tell the difference between wrong and right. Think there's nothing left to believe. And the preacher's on the radio, he's coming undone, talking about eternal damnation. Devil selling dictionaries door to door. Looks like he could use a vacation. There's a melancholy moon on the right, and the bar is running out of supply. We should pay our tab and say our goodbyes, 'cause everything dies. Gone away are the silent days. Let it play, let the record play. The refrigerator's humming its relentless refrain. I'll take that over the silence. Sometimes I think I'd like to tear this place to the ground. I haven't got the stomach for violence. There's a melancholy moon on the rise, and the mini bar is low on supplies. We should wrap it up and say our goodbyes, 'cause everything dies. Yeah, now everything dies. Na 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 na. Hey, now everything dies. Na 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 na. Yeah, now everything dies.
There's a melancholy moon on the rise, and the mini bars low on supplies.
You got it.
I love that. That's a great line. That's a great rhyme. That's so good.
Thank you, buddy.
I mean, we talk about songwriting on the show a lot. I think, hopefully not too much. Hope the listeners enjoy it. I certainly do. I'm being self-indulgent. But, the reality is there's a beautiful elegance that is kind of necessary when it comes to lyric writing, isn't there?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
There needs to be a nice balance between it being a little cerebral, makes you think, but not think too hard.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, it also kind of depends on what kind of song you're going for. A lot of times if you're doing... if you're going like narrative, then you can get as weird as you want, and it's all about kind of like the imagery and setting up, almost kind of like a cinematic type of thing where you're kind of creating the imagery. But when it's kind of a personal thing, you can get a little more abstract and kind of, you know what I mean? Like
Totally.
Fucking get weird with it. Sorry, my bad.
There we go. Let's dump that. That's good. We caught it. We're good.
Sorry about that.
All good. All good. That's always a good sign that the band is very comfortable.
Too comfortable.
Sam, I want to check in with you. How you doing in there, man? You doing okay?
I'm doing good.
All right. We have people in the live stream that are like, I see Sam. I hear Sam. And then we had Christopher James actually was like, Windows Sam hits different.
Nice. Chris.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. So what's the next song going to be? What do you guys want to
All
hear?
right,
What
so
you
we're
wanna
going to do one off of our Strange Chemistry record. This is just kind of like one of my favorite songs of ours, actually, kind of all time. It's called Infinite Traveler. And this is one of those kind of more abstract ones. It started with a choir of angels, turned into a murder of crows, gathered overhead on the power lines, waiting there to feast upon the bodies below. It must have been a dream. Can you tell me what it means? I am the infinite traveler. I am a leaf on a stream. I was riding home for the weekend, commuting on a passenger train. Conductor came around calling out of town that I swear I'd never even heard of by name. One I invented in a trade. They said I had never said. Somehow I felt I belonged there. They said I was meant to be. I am the infinite traveler. I am a refugee. I am a wayfaring stranger, drift upon the sea. I need a choir of angels to sing a song to me. I am the infinite traveler. I am the infinite traveler. Need a moment of silence. Need a minute to think. A little time for reflection. I could use a strong drink. I need a choir of angels to sing me back to sleep. I am the infinite traveler. I am the infinite traveler.
Infinite Traveler, Have Gun Will Travel here on Live Music Showcase. I couldn't think of a better way to start the year off on this show than to have you guys on the show. And full disclosure to the listeners out there, this was not in the works months ago. We happened to be at the Caleb Caudle show 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, that looks like the Burke Brothers. I know those guys. Walked over, sauntered over with my Coca-Cola in hand and said some snarky remark about something. I don't remember what it was. And then we got to chatting, and I was like, man, we got to get you guys back on the show. They told me about the show on the 4th, and I was like, we have a show on the 3rd.
Yeah, dude.
Perfect. So I love that it worked out. I appreciate you
perfect,
guys.
man. Thanks
making
again
time,
for inviting us, for sure.
making it work. So we're just past the halfway point of the show, which means that we have entered into AMA territory, Ask Musicians Anything territory. That's where you, the listeners and the viewers, can call in with any questions or comments that you might have for Have Gun Will Travel. I have a feeling the phone lines will be lighting up. They generally do anytime we have a band that is remotely good on the show. So I hope they don't melt. We'll put it that way.
Awesome.
You can call in right now with
bring it
your
on.
questions or comments. 813-239-9663. That number again is 813-239-9663. Our board op, Charlie, will take your calls, your questions, your comments. He'll send them over to me, and I will share them with the band and with you, the listeners and viewers, at the end of the show. So we have something to look forward to.
Cool.
There's already a litany of there's like a novel of comments at this point, most of which are just singing your praises. There's some musician rivalry going on in the comments here. There's a young lady, it looks like a Helena. You might know. I think you might know. Says, "Hey, Dad, get it, Queen."
Yes.
Among other things.
There she is.
She says, let's see. She says, "One I invented in a dream." She says AA.
Nice.
And then we have lots in there.
Shout out to Helena, my daughter.
Yeah, when is she going to be on the show? We'll have to get
Dude,
her recording some music.
We
and
need to. Yeah. We'll get on that.
Let's make it happen. Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll keep the chatter short for this break between songs here. What's the next one you guys want to do?
We're gonna do. This is called Pharaohs and Kings. It's actually a song that was originally done by.
Amenhotep.
What's that?
Amenhotep.
Oh, no. Me and
Ancient
Danny.
Egypt joke. Sorry.
Danny and me and our keyboardist Ed, who unfortunately couldn't make it to this today. It's his birthday. Shout out, happy birthday, Ed.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Ed.
birthday, Ed.
But he'll, yeah, I'm sure. He'll be at the show with us tomorrow. But anyway, the band that we were in prior to this was called the Chase Theory, and we had a song called Pharaohs and Kings. Anyway, we kind of recently, over the last, this past year, re-recorded it as Have Gun Will Travel and put it out as another kind of random single. We've kind of been doing that here lately.
20 years after it was originally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. So anyway, this is called Pharaohs and Kings. We awaken a strange day. Try not to cave in. The trials that face me slowly wearing me thin down to the bone. Time will turn me to stone. Leave me standing alone. Try to keep it
Getting moody on that SG. I like it. Have Gun Will Travel here on Live Music Showcase. Ooh, man, I like that song a lot.
Thanks, buddy.
Ooh, we like chills and stuff. That's very,
nice.
very
Very
nice.
good.
Very, very nice. Yeah. All right. I'm not going to get in the way. I want to hear the next one. I want to keep it going.
All
Let's
right,
do it.
so we're gonna do. So the single that's actually coming out that we're doing the video premiere party for tomorrow at Crowbar in Ybor City. The song itself is the first single from the forthcoming EP, which is a follow-up to the last EP. This one's going to be called Voyager Golden EP, and it's kind of loosely based around and themed around the kind of NASA Voyager program.
All right.
And so there's some kind of space themes and stuff on the song. We're gonna have a good time tomorrow night. We're gonna show the video, and this is the song that is that single. It's called Gravity Blues. Breaking like a wave, crashing down on the beach. I can feel the weight pushing down on me. Fly me into space, I got nothing to lose. Think I got a case of the gravity blues. Shaking like a leaf falling out of a tree. I can feel the earth pulling down on me, bringing me down. I got nothing to lose. Think I got a case of the gravity blues. We'll be dreaming in the meantime. 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 Hey. Looking like a rope coming out of my bed. Pressure coming down as I crawl out of bed. Tethered to the ground by the soles of my shoes. Think I got a case of the gravity blues. We'll be dreaming in the meantime. 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 Yeah, we'll be dreaming in the meantime. We'll be dreaming in the meantime. We'll be dreaming in the meantime. We'll be dreaming in the meantime.
Gun Will Travel here on Live Music Showcase. The Gravity Blues. It's always getting me down.
I know, right? That's what I'm saying.
Just can't fly away. Nope, can't do it. You know, it's funny. Couple of things. One, that was a great song. I'm dying to hear the new EP.
Oh, thanks.
It's going to be great. I'm sure it's going to be great. I'm sure it already is great. You know, time is relative.
Yeah. It
NASA.
probably was great. You know?
It probably was great. So how interested in space are you, coming from, you know, thinking back on like Science in an Easy Chair as a concept album, for example, which is very, very, very much grounded both in the past and on the terrestrial.
And on planet Earth.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Mark says, I need the space, man.
I mean, it's, you know, it's since like being a kid in the 80s, like everybody was into it back then. You know what I mean? Like, moved from movies like Space Camp and stuff like that. I mean, we were all kind of like enamored with it. And as a kid, I grew up really stoked about it. And, you know, a couple years ago, kind of had the idea to kind of like really dig into kind of the Voyager program and just how cool that was. And like Carl Sagan and everybody kind of like, you know, putting together like the gold record that went out for the Voyager, and just how kind of like fascinating that is, and what a kind of like optimistic move that is to make. You know what I mean?
Tell people about the gold record for those who don't know what that is.
So yeah, the Voyager probe first launched in I think '77, and on it they decided they were going to they wanted to. This was initially the Voyager was supposed to go. The main function was to go through our solar system and get a closer look at each of the planets. And then once it got beyond that, it would just kind of move into interstellar space and be gone.
Which it recently achieved a few years ago.
Yeah. I mean, it's been in interstellar space for a while now, and it's like 15 billion miles away. And it's like the idea was, beyond that, why don't we kind of like try to capture the sounds of planet Earth, and if anything ever, if this meets any other civilization at any point, you know, in the future, hundreds, thousands, millions of years from now, there's a record on here and kind of like a illustration for how to play this phonograph record. And it's, you know, it's sounds from people laughing to different greetings in different languages, to, you know, music, to, you know, just anything that they could kind of like. I think they had roughly about 2 hours to fill, you know, of time that they could use that to try to encapsulate what planet Earth and humanity kind of sounded like. And so it's just such a fascinating, you know, idea, and such a, you know, it's kind of inspiring to kind of just think about it, you know.
Is Have Gun Will Travel's...
Yeah, there were images as well.
There were images as well?
Yeah.
I wonder if Have Gun Will Travel's next record is going to be shot into space in some way, shape, or
I mean, if I got anything to do with it.
Yeah, we need to get we need to get in touch with some rocket scientists.
Yeah.
Stat. You got to talk with those people. Send this music into space.
Yeah. So this new EP that's coming out is kind of like a tribute to the original Voyager Golden record.
I love it. I love it. If you're just joining us, this is Live Music Showcase. We're here in studio with Have Gun Will Travel. This show is live every Friday at 2:06 p.m. here on WMNF 88.5 FM, on WMNF.org, and online on Facebook and YouTube, live streaming. On Facebook, it's WMNF's Live Music Showcase, and on YouTube, it's WMNF Community Radio. If you're just joining us and you're like, man, I wish I'd heard this from the beginning, you can hear this episode and all of our other episodes on Spotify or Apple Music, or on WMNF.org. On Spotify and Apple Music, just go to Live Music Showcase, and you will find this episode when it drops as soon as we finish the live broadcast.
Cool.
So it's immortalized forever.
Awesome.
So to speak.
Or
like
a golden record floating in space.
Correct. Exactly. A golden Spotify and Apple Music. And,
Nice.
yeah, they must love that. All right. We're continuing to get a stream of comments in the live stream. I believe we have some AMA questions for sure. If you're watching the live stream right now and you want to ask a question, just leave it in the comments. We'll keep it real simple for all of our wonderful live stream viewers. So what's the next song you guys? Oh yeah. Oh my God, we have a ton of AMA questions,
Cool.
so we'll get to those after
Okay,
this
cool.
song, I think. What's the next one called?
We're going to do one more off of this kind of forthcoming EP, along the in the same theme of the space thing. So this one's called Mission to Nowhere. Such a shame, always the same. Civilization lost in space. Such a shame, it's all just a game. Watching it all go up in flames. Such a shame, mission to nowhere.
Have Gun Will Travel here on Live Music Showcase, crushing it with the dual lead guitars. Oh my God.
Hacking it.
Oh man, I just wasn't expecting it, you guys. You can't sneak up on me with the dual lead guitar
Dude,
solo.
You gotta sneak up. You can't announce it ahead of time.
Oh my God, the comments are live with it as well. Even and Christopher James, who's been watching, I guess, this whole episode, he all caps, dual leads, shut up. Which I agree. It's great in a loving, obviously endearing way. Shut up. All right, so we only have a few minutes left in the show. We're gonna get to as many of these AMAs as I can. We won't be able to get to all of them before the terrestrial, broadcast ends. But there is luck for those of you who are listening on 88.5 FM and WMNF.org. You can jump over to the live stream, which will which does always continue a little bit past. The radio broadcast will cut off the last song just because we got a schedule to stick to on live radio. That's how it works. But you can join the live stream, which is on our schedule. We do whatever we want on the live stream. WMNF's Live Music Showcase on Facebook and WMNF Community Radio on YouTube. The first one is from Christopher James. He actually called in. He said he wants to know, in the movie Jason versus Freddy, who would win between Jason and Freddy?
Danny should take this one.
This
He's
is
a-
it. I believe this is for Danny.
Danny's
yeah.
a pro.
Mhm.
Next person.
Well, I always felt Jason has this edge here because he
Get a
doesn't.
bowl of soup and a scarf, folks.
Well, he doesn't sleep. So
Right,
how does
true.
Freddie really get to him?
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
He's just
He's
kind
powerless.
of a guy who just walks around destroying things.
He doesn't
So-
seem super intelligent to have, much of a dreamscape.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I always felt Jason has the edge.
It's a good point.
Personally.
It's
It's-
the juggernaut monster versus the whatever Freddy is. I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. The
weird
Dream
Yeah.
Meister.
Yeah.
We, I mean,
There's
it's
a new
really,
Have Gun Will
it's
Travel
really
song for
weird
you.
because Danny and I were literally having this conversation like in the last week.
Yeah. A couple days ago.
I love it. I love it. Okay, next one. These are a couple of comments. Don't take these the wrong way. You've probably heard it a million times. A caller thought he was listening to Tom Petty. That's one of
Okay,
them.
I'll take it.
Another caller, this is a little disjointed, so stick with me. Another caller thought he was listening to Tom Petty as well, and on the song, he thought he sounded like that guy in the Traveling Wilburys, Bob something. You know who that Bob is, I
That
believe.
Bob guy.
Yeah, that Bob guy. And then finally, this one's to bring it home. Love the band. Saw you years ago at some small community festival and immediately bought everything you had available.
Nice.
My
thank you.
question is, what are the names of your instruments? Thank you, Audie in Tarpon Springs.
Oh, like personal names we've given to
Yeah,
instruments?
yeah.
That's. Oh, we haven't introduced the bands.
Oh, you're right. We didn't. That's true. Well, we have Scott. We have Matt Burke. We have Danny Burke.
Hello.
And then we have Sam over there on
Sam
the drums.
Farmer on the drums.
I know these guys. I'll introduce them for Doesn't always work out that way. Yeah, but no, let's hear the instrument names. Do you ever name the instruments or?
Some of them grab names.
Yes, some
Yeah.
of them do.
Some
I've
of
got
them
one
don't.
at home that has one. It's
Mm-hmm.
a really old Harmony Rocket from like the 60s. And the name is Frederick for whatever reason. I have no idea why it was Frederick, but I got it when I was 15 years old, and that's what I decided to call the guitar.
It's not Frodrick.
It's not Frederick. That would probably be a little cooler. But
All right, and then finally, it looks like Helena has a question for Matt Burke. It's deeply insightful. So
Okay.
what's your favorite color?
oh, I mean,
He sounds so disappointed.
well, no, I'm not disappointed. It's just a tricky one because it kind of like shifts and changes and stuff like that. And she asked me the same kinds of questions. What's your favorite this? What's your favorite that? Who's your favorite song by so and so? Or what's your and it just kind of like it changes. So you know what I mean? It's like it's kind of hard. I would say I'd probably have to go with blue because we're getting into the kind of like NASA flight suit phase of our career.
I love it. I love that. That's a great answer. That's very good. And then finally, Helena has one more for Daniel Burke. She says, "What's your favorite bone in the human body?"
The funny bone, obviously.
Oh, there it is. Thank you. Thank you. That's it. Good night, everybody. No. All right. So, do you guys want to take us out with one more song?
Yeah, we'll go out on Resist the Machines.
I love it. All right. Oh, before you go, and yeah, we do have to give credit where credit is due. We're moving right along here, aren't we? Sound mixer Mark Perfetti, audio assistant Pam
Thank you, Mark.
Robinson, video director Ed Lehman.
Ed Lyman, thank
Ed
you.
Lehman, yep. Camera operators Lisa Reuter, Charles Holsopple, and Larry Lockdown. If you
Thank
know
you
Larry,
all.
he's a great guy. Board ops Charlie Cushing, and I'm your host Ken Apperson. We are Live Music Showcase here every Friday, 2:06 p.m. after the news headlines. Join us again next week and every week for great music, just like Have Gun Will Travel. What's the last song going to be?
This one's called Resist the Machines. It's,
Yeah.
it's on our last EP. Here we go.
Love this.
Wanna be in the here. I wanna live in the now. I wanna share in the rarefied air, but can't seem to figure it out. Wanna know if they know. Wanna be tonight. Faced with the status quo race, but underground making silver sounds now, but can't figure out what it means. Wanna know what they know, wanna see what they see. Underground making silver sounds now, but I can't figure out what it means. Cut the cord, hit the kill switch, listen, kid. I'm a ghost in a buzz, post modern day. Don't resist the machine. Wanna be in the here, wanna live in the now, wanna share in the rarefied air, but can't seem to figure it out. Wanna know what they know, wanna see what they say. Underground making silver sounds now, but I can't figure out what it is. Cut the cord, hit the kill switch, disencase. I'm a ghost in a ghost, post modern day. Don't resist the machine. Resist the machine.
Live music showcase. Have Gun Will Travel. You guys, man, that's such a good song.
Thank you, brother.
That song is like my anthem right now too.
nice.
That's the song I want to play on the drive out to the camping trip that I'll go on
Yeah.
and then decide I'm never coming home from.
There you go.
Because
Hell
this
yeah.
is so much nicer out here,
Nice.
just disconnected. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very
dude.
good. I love it. All right, so before we completely wrap up the show, the radio broadcast has officially ended. So if you're watching the live stream, you are officially in the elite club of people that are still
Nice.
enjoying the show. We have we have 36 total, I think, right now listening and watching on both platforms. So that's pretty cool.
Thanks for hanging.
Let's see. So as a bonus, a little bonus AMA question, we had a good one that kind of came through the pipeline here. Let's see if I can find it again. Yeah, the golden record one. Let's see. It flopped. It went away. What would each member pick as their golden record song?
Oh, the song
to send out into
send
space.
out
Yeah,
into
what would your song
space.
be?
Like one of ours or one of like our favorite just songs
It's
worldwide?
up to you. It's up to you. But I want to hear each individual band member's choice.
I gotta think on that for a
Yeah.
second.
I think What a Wonderful World, Louis Armstrong.
I think that might be on
Fields of green.
That actually might be on there.
I think it might be on
There you go.
the original.
That's a good one.
That's a
choice.
good one. Solid.
choice.
Yeah.
I've got two that come to mind.
Yeah.
Oh, let's hear it, Sam.
George Jones' "Take Me," and
Nice.
Paul Simon's "Some Folks' Lives Roll Easy." I think that's what it's called.
Ooh, good
Nice.
line, dude.
All right.
Nice
Those
pick.
are solid. Yeah.
Mine would be Seven Spanish Angels.
Oh,
Willie
dude.
Nelson and Ray Charles. Those are my two
Nice.
singers.
Great.
I would
Ringer
go.
singers.
I'd probably go Beatles, Across the Universe.
Oh.
Ah,
Oh. That's a very meta choice.
Mr. Witty over here.
Everyone went for like personal. He was just like, "What's a good space song?"
The best space song.
And then they're listening to it, and they of course speak English out there, as we learned on Star Trek. And they go,
Yeah, right.
They go, Well, these humans wrote songs about traveling across the universe.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like that would kind of endear us to them. You know what I mean? In
I
a
would
way.
like to think
In a
that.
way.
I love that. All right. Thank you guys so much
Thank
for
you,
being on
Ken.
the show.
Thank you.
Live
Thank you all.
Music
Thank you.
Showcase. Have Gun Will Travel on this episode. You can listen to this episode in podcast form on Apple Music or Spotify. Just search Live Music Showcase. We'll see you guys next week and every week after that on Fridays at 2 p.m. after the news headlines. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. And remember, whether you're learning how to play sick dual lead guitar or you're learning how to go into space, practice.
Practice.
I don't know how you're going to practice going into space, but you figure it out.
Yeah.
for
There's
you.
ways.
Yeah. There's ways. We will learn your ways.